The next innovator hails from one of Germany's major corporations, Bosch. I'm going to welcome here Hauke Schmidt in just a second, Vice President of Research North America for Bosch, has set up the Bosch AI Research Center in Asia, in North America, and in Europe, and can tell you a bit more about how somebody who maybe isn't at the forefront of brand recognition when it comes to autonomous driving and artificial intelligence, but really has an amazing set of intellectual property and is involved in almost any area of AI innovation around the world. Please help me welcome a 20-year veteran of Bosch who can tell us and enlighten us, Hauke Schmidt. Please come on up.
Is the clicker?
That's it, yep.
Thank you, Olaf. We've heard about consumer and AI. I want to illuminate a little bit the opportunities and challenges that AI has for what we call industrial AI. So addressing opportunities to improve, but also looking at challenges, as I said. And I want to start by looking back a bit into history and asking what is really new about AI. Is it just the extension of automation that we've been doing for a long time? 86 years ago, Bosch launched this high-tech device appliance into the market. And I looked at it, and it says it's fully automatic. And it struck me a little bit as odd. I don't even think of a refrigerator today anymore as something automatic. It just shows you how progress in automation dissipates into the tapestry of our lives as we move forward. So then what is new about AI? It certainly feels different. Our company, Bosch, is in the middle of its largest transformation since its founding. We are moving from being a hardware company to an IoT company. And I would argue it's sort of two aspects of this IoT that is driving this fast change that we all witness. It's connectivity and digitization. And this has come in two waves in the past. The first wave, we connected people and services together in the internet. So in this scenario, AI typically has the role of predicting people's behaviors, their preferences, in order to improve the services we send to them, and also to serve advertising. Since the beginning of this decade, roughly, we have seen now the advent of connecting up the physical world. So now AI has access to the physical world around us. So it's more about now explaining or learning for the AI to learn about how the physical world works. Now, as we put autonomous agents into the physical world, there is, of course, some danger to that. It has the potential now to cause damages and so on. So it's important that we do this in a sustainable and responsible way. And for us, sustainability in this sense means that our products, it's much more important that we create trust in our products in terms of, let's say, safety and security as they roam the world, than it is to scale fast. And you see already a difference in the patterns, how we introduce products into the market in this era of industrial AI now, where beforehand you had the launch of beta versions of software that would then be improved on the market as you move along. Now you have to make sure your product is ready for the market and it's really safe to operate as you launch. We also want to make sure that products are explainable, because when accidents do happen with our autonomous agents, we want to go in and analyze what were sort of the cause of the accident, what were the chain of decisions made that led all the way up to this happening, so that we can go in and improve the system and avoid these accidents going forward. And this is traditionally a very difficult thing to do with the type of black box models that deep learning currently presents. And then finally, robustness is important, because we know already that the agents that we send out will encounter situations that have not been included in their training sets. And as they encounter these unforeseen situations, we want to make sure that they behave in a reasonable way, and something that a normal user would call reasonable. Finally, I want to point out that here we have actually an opportunity for large industrial companies such as Bosch to play a big role. We've been building safety-critical products for many decades. This sort of process that is needed to do this is ingrained into our culture there. And I think there's a big opportunity here to move forward. Talking of opportunities, 3 strengths that come together in companies such as Bosch. Having worked in the domains that we build products in, we have a really deep, thorough understanding of the physical products, the complexity of where they are being used, how they're being built, how this all comes together. We also now have streams of data, both from the manufacturing of the products, and since they are now IoT products and connected, we see how their usage in the field is working. And if you pull those 2 things together, the rule-based world, the rule-based knowledge of physics, the data-driven world of experience, and you combine them into what we call hybrid models, this is really where the opportunity lies to improve performance. And this is something we're doing very strongly. And thirdly, the sort of tradition of partnering in larger ecosystems is a long habit of established companies as well, all the way through the entire innovation chain, from early innovation and ideation, technology development with academia, through piloting, and all the way up to setting complex supply chains that are necessary to make this efficient. I want to give 2 examples here. One is of a partnership. So I talked about partnerships before. Bosch and Daimler are working jointly on building a robotaxi, level 4, level 5 robotaxi. And this summer, the 2 companies announced the launch of the world's first government-approved system, level 4 system for an automated valet parking service. So you drop your car off at a garage, and it goes and parks itself. And the interesting thing here is you can see a pattern behind the introduction of AI into the real world in very sort of smaller niches where the complexity is much more controllable. This is a parking garage. You can close it off for foot traffic, so you can control the environment very well. You can measure it very precisely. And it's a good proving ground to see how does AI, how does an autonomous system work in this scenario, and then move forward into more complex scenarios. The second example is in our factories. Bosch has 260 factories worldwide, largely digitized already, and so there are streams of data already pouring in. You can see this sort of indicated here by the blue ribbons. And we use that data to improve our quality and reliability. We now see, of course, that the market demands a move away from sort of mass-producing products to more of an individual production. And this is something that we're exploiting as well, identifying ways for keeping up the efficiency while being able to cater to the specific needs. In the further future, then we envision our factories to be completely reconfigurable. So machines would be configuring their sequence and their type on a per-need basis. So my final slide here, where does that leave people in this equation? We believe people will be a crucial success factor for operating such factories. You have sort of synergies there. The AI and the robots are much better at the repetitive, strenuous tasks that are quickly boring for people, where, on the other hand, there's a need for coordinating all these processes and improving them regularly. And this is where the ingenuity and creativity of people come to play. So what we see happening is a formation of a virtuous cycle where AI and humans operate in a loop and complement each other. And of course, that requires a change in skill set. So Bosch is investing strongly, of course, into educating the workforce more towards control and IT. And the question then is, for the discussion perhaps, are we doing this as an organization, but also as in society? Are we doing this fast enough to keep up with the speed of change that we've just heard very instructively about in the previous speakers? So can we keep up this speed? So with that, thank you very much. I look forward to discussions.